like fresh off of Dynasty. What was it? Forbidden Door. Forbidden Door. It was a throwaway anyway. It was like
Dynasty's like the next one, I believe.
no, Dynasty was the one before this.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Forbidden Door was a filler episode. It was a filler episode with like little sprinkles in of what's to come next, but it was a filler episode.
Yeah.
Like I hate that this is like a filler episode. They need to stop doing it, but hey, they're gonna keep doing it, so it is what it is. So Dynamite. Did you like
Okay.
Dynamite? Did you like it?
It was okay. I didn't like the ending whatsoever. Was it Spring Break or whatever? Or
Mm-hmm.
back what it Orange Cassidy's moves, but the beach move anyway. Yeah, they had the whole beach thing. Certain matches I like, certain matches I didn't like. I didn't like the ending.
Okay. Because I heard a lot about, oh, this was a great episode of Dynamite, which I'm not gonna say like, oh, this was like a really great episode of Dynamite. This was just literally AEW getting back to what AEW does without Forbidden Door, which is like I said, a filler. Like it just was a
Yeah,
filler arc. Like that's why like nobody cared. Like nobody cared about the bill. Nobody cared about any of that. It was a filler arc. This is just AEW getting back to AEW stuff. So it was like, yeah, no, this is normal. Like, but I guess for like a month now, everybody was like, "Oh, this kind of sucks. It kind of sucks." And now it's like, "Oh, it's so back." And it's like, yeah, because we were in a filler arc. Now we're back to normal.
yep,
So it started off weirdly because it started off with a cold open because it just started off with Renee Paquette. And she started talking, and then she started talking to Daniel Garcia and Matt Menard. And they're talking about their main event match. And then MJF says, I want to be in your corner later on tonight. And Matt Menard is like, I don't know about that. Daniel Garcia goes, you know what? Fuck it. All right.
hell, hell, hell.
Like, as soon as that happened, like, I kind of knew it was going to happen. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm going to let it play out. I'm going to air my grievances with how that ended, but yeah, I'm going to let it play out.
Yeah, you didn't trust it from the get go either, right?
Mm-mm.
Same.
So then we had the Owen semifinals on one side of the bracket, and it was Brian Danielson versus Pac. And this was a good match. Same thing
Yeah,
that I always hate about Brian matches now is, oh, I'm gonna act like my neck is injured when I really do have a bad neck. Oh my god, my neck is injured, guys. I can't feel my arm. I I'm getting tired of it because like, and I know somebody be like, oh, it's a work, he got you. It's like if you actually care about the person, you're going to feel something no matter what. But like, he just needs to stop. I've been saying this, and like, he just needs to stop.
like it. Like I don't know you, but to me personally, I'm like mentally checked out when it comes to his matches for that very reason. Because like now I'm like, dude, you get hurt, that's on you. Like you keep playing with my fucking emotions.
I mean, that's true, but like, also he does have good matches. But I just hate the fact
Yeah.
that he uses this trope every time. Like, I can look past it, but like, all right, I can look past it, but he does it all the time, where it's just like it's really annoying.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, like at this point, it's a trope. That's the perfect word for it.
Mm-hmm. So then, after Brian Danielson wins, we have Willow talking about her match with Renee Paquette. This was a thing that was running throughout the show, and it was Renee, and she just kept coming back and doing these interviews in the back right before somebody goes out or a match or something, and it's like, okay, I guess it's a new AEW thing, right?
They have to utilize her more, so I guess that's the way. I guess she's like the main interviewer now.
Yeah, but it just was weird because like this was never established and like this is just a thing now. It's like, hey, this is the
Yeah,
thing for maybe it was just for beach break. Maybe that's it.
could be either one. We'll find out next week, I guess, when we go back to actual normalcy.
Yes. So then we had Mark Briscoe out, and Mark Briscoe said he's part of Team AEW in Blood and Guts. So as he's doing this, he gets attacked by Jack Perry, and then Okada and the Bucks come out and they beat the shit out of him, and then Acclaim come out. No, Kyle O'Reilly came out. That's right.
Yeah,
I forgot about Kyle
he beat the
O'Reilly.
shit out of Jack Perry, or was it
Yeah,
Okada? He beat
it
the
was
shit out of one
Jack
of them.
Perry.
Okay.
And like like we said before, like the Acclaim being in this is like, okay. But I I don't know if Kyle O'Reilly's gonna be in this because I feel like they're gonna take him out. But I don't know.
Okay, because I actually thought he was going to be in it, but that might be a possibility. Take him out.
Yeah. So then we cut back to Renee again, and she's interviewing Tony Storm, and she's talking to Mariah May because Mariah May has a match against Hikaru Shida, and Tony says, "I don't want to face Hikaru Shida." She's like, "So I hope you take her out." And I was like, "Okay, you do know that you want her to fucking beat you."
Yeah, because like if Sheeta, like if you don't want to face Sheeta, fine, but you're going to wind up facing your child, as it were. Like I doubt you want that.
She doesn't. It is so weird. Like the thing is, she's not gonna realize that she's doing this until it's too late. And that's when
Yeah.
she's gonna realize, like, oh shit, this can happen. So then we get Willow versus Chris Statlander, and Willow beats Chris Statlander, and Willow moves on because we know where this is gonna go. Willow versus Mariah May.
I actually really like this match though. Like from bell to bell, like they fucking brawl. So
Yes, because they're friends. Friends always
yeah,
fight.
no, exactly. That's our thing with it. Best friends always fuck each other up.
So then we cut back to Renee again, and she's interviewing Jeff Jarrett, and she's asking him about the Owen Cup, and she says, "Hey, you don't know who you're going to be facing, blah blah blah." And Jeff's too broken up to say anything, and he just walks off and just goes out for the match. And it's just it's it's a thing. He knows Owen Hart. We want him to win because of that, but he has to face TBA, and you're like, oh, okay, we already know how that ends, but all right,
Question before we get to that one though, right? I
yes.
could have sworn you called that before we actually like revealed it. You called it either on the podcast or to me personally. I don't know, but I swear you called it.
I called it, and I also was talking about a theory that somebody else had with Christian, but I called it being this person first. I was like, oh, it's
Oh
him. Like, it's
yeah.
this guy. And then I was like, oh, this Christian storyline could work too, but I'm still leaning to this guy.
Okay.
So then we had Tony Schiavone come out, and he brings out Dr. Britt Baker.
DND.
And she comes out and she starts talking, and I didn't know all of the stuff that was wrong with her. Like she had herniated disc, her hip, something was wrong with her hip, and then at one point she had like a mild stroke, and it was like, God damn, like she had a lot wrong with her, and I was wondering why we never found out anything about her coming back because she had like so much wrong with her.
She could have possibly not come back after all that. Like that was crazy.
Yeah, and like when I saw that, I was like, damn, that's crazy. So she starts to talk like this emotional journey about how she came back and how she feels like it's a privilege to be here. And then she starts like basically alluding at Mercedes. And then we cut to the back. Mercedes pulls up and the Bucks are outside and they greet her. They say, "Hey, it's glad to have a CEO here." And then they tell everybody, "Put the stuff in the ring for her celebration." The whole time, Britt Baker is still in the ring. She's still in the ring after she gives this emotional, vulnerable, like promo, and they just start putting up this Mercedes stuff. Mercedes comes to the ring, and she just basically just cuts off Britt Baker.
So safe to say that Mercedes is a heel now, right? Like it's pretty
That's
good to say that, right?
Here's the thing, which like fucked me up for a lot of people was like, "Oh, she's always been a heel. She's always been a heel. She's always been a heel." The first 2 weeks, she wasn't a heel. Then she
Hmm.
slowly drifted into a heel, especially when she fought Willow. She slowly drifted into a heel. And like her just doing this is just full blown, she's already a heel.
Yeah, because her match with fucking Julia Hart, she was a face. Like she got attacked and everything, revealed to be fucking Sky Blue and shit, but still that made her a face at that point.
Yeah, like, because that was the very beginning. So it was the first thing. And it was like, wait, she didn't wrestle Julia Hart.
For the TNT? No, no, my bad. No,
No.
but like she was like when she first came in, like they had the face to face and all that bullshit, you know.
Yeah, but like she just slowly was morphing into a heel. So like when people are like, she's always been a heel. Yes, but like the first 2 weeks she was a face. And then like she
Yeah,
slowly morphed into a heel. And she gets in the ring, they start telling her shut the fuck up. And they start
literally.
talking yeah, they start talking shit to her. And then she mugs Britt Baker because Britt says she wants to face her for the TBS title at All In. And she's like, "I want the title." And she said, "Bitch, get to the back of the line." And Britt hits her line back to her, "Bitch, what line?"
That was funny.
Yes. So those two look like they'll be facing off at All In, which we already knew that. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Even though we knew it, I'm kinda excited for it though.
Oh, of course, because it's like a big match. It's a big dream match that she's having. So she's been doing the media rounds. And one of the things that popped off in the media rounds, which I've seen this and like the way it's been taken by her stands, just like they have been pouring just acid all over us because Mercedes basically said, "Hey, listen, when I was in WWE, it was like pulling teeth to do the Mandalorian. Like it was so much. They even had me booked on a house show like during the Mandalorian taping where I had to go back and forth. It was really hard because WWE doesn't want you to do stuff outside of WWE, and everybody's like, "See, that's why I hate that company. They're just so bad." And the funny part was, it was all the stands were saying like, "Oh, I'm glad that she's not in WWE now. I'm glad she's not in WWE now." And I'm just sitting there like, that was Vince. Vince is dead.
Exactly.
And it's like the shit that they were saying was just so asinine because like they're just so blinded by just like pure idol worship. And it's like it doesn't make any sense. Like the shit that you're saying, like it's like everything she's saying is true. Like I totally agree with her. It's true. She
Yes.
never once shitted on WWE now. She never said shit about them now. She said back then, that's why she went with AEW. We kind of know the real reason she went with AEW because it was leaked. The real reason she went to AEW from her agent was we went with AEW because they had more money and opportunity. That's exactly what he said out of his mouth. That's the reasoning with the AEW. She wasn't shitting on the current WWE. She was shitting on her past experience with WWE. And they were just losing their fucking minds like, I'm glad she didn't go back to that company. Fuck them. Da 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 da. And it's like, you have no idea what the new version of this company is. And it's like, okay. And they just like once again, I'm not defending WWE, but it's like just you're not being objective because you're just idol worship. And it's like that was so weird to me, just like the shit that they were saying and the way that they were acting. But the second she goes back to WWE, it's going to be kissing WWE's ass. And it's like, you don't know what you want. You just want to kiss somebody's ass for her. That's the problem.
The very second she gets back, that's how it's gonna be. Like, oh fuck
Exactly.
it, they're gonna want to say fuck AEW and all that shit. AEW did her wrong, whatever, whatever.
Exactly. So that's what like pisses me off about the way that they idol worship. And it's like, ugh, it's nasty. But
Yeah,
moving on. So once again, we get Renee again, and she's interviewing Will Ospreay. And this is what fucked me up because this was what Will said, and me and everybody else said the same thing. It was like, what? That's not what happened. Will literally goes, "Oh, I was conflicted about doing the Tiger Driver, and that's when Don got in my head." And it was like, what? That's not what happened. You literally yelled Tiger Driver when you was gonna get Swerve, and Swerve countered it. We even talked about it on the
exactly,
podcast. Was like we thought that's how it was gonna end, and that wasn't it. And the Don Callis shit was just something different. Like you were gonna stab somebody because of Don Callis. Like that had nothing to do with the Tiger Driver. And like I guess he just totally forgot what happened in there, but it's like that was it.
I'm gonna
So
chop it up for him being like loopy at the end of the fucking match. Like it scrambled his fucking marbles and shit.
yes, and I also want to give Will some credit because on Fightful there was a report of what Will said, the reasoning for him and Swerve having this match. He said he wanted to have this match with Swerve because he didn't want Swerve to be looked at as a transitional champion. I wanted Swerve to be booked as a strong champion. That's why I wanted to wrestle him. And plus, if I lose, you don't have this expectation of me being untouchable. I lost. Now I can lose again. You never know when it can happen. And also, that builded up Swerve as a bigger world champion. And it's like, that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah,
Like for Will to come up with that, that's smart. The problem is Tony didn't come up with that. Will did. Will was the one who came up with that smartness. Will said that's why he pushed for the match to happen because this is what he wanted to do. And it's like, oh, so Will gets it, but Tony does. Okay, cool, cool.
remember what I said last podcast? I'll just leave it at that.
So Renee's interviewing Will and Kyle O'Reilly. I mean Kyle Fletcher. So
Too many cows.
yes. So Don Callis comes up and Don is trying to talk to him about doing something. So Will just tells Don, listen, I want out of the family. He's like, I want done. He's like, I'm out of the family. And Don just goes, okay, I'll let you out of the family. And then Don also says, you'll get out of the family, but you owe me a favor. And he's like, okay, cool. He's like, cool. And then
What do you think that favor is?
I don't know, but here's the funny part. When
Uh-huh.
Don left, he took Kyle with him. And Will was trying to get Kyle back, and Kyle was like, I gotta go. So he left. So I feel like it's going to be either a title shot that he's going to be like, all right, here's the title, and I'm going to give you the shot. It's going to be something like that. But somebody suggested that Will would have to run through the Down College family to get Kyle Fletcher back. And I'm just like, he did that already. He wrestled the whole entire family.
But this time in the gauntlet match, they'll
I
make it different.
dude, I don't want to see him wrestle the I want Will as far. I want Will. I want Kyle. I want other Will. I want Takeshita. I want everybody far away from Don Callis family and
Trent
Roosh,
now.
Trent and Roosh. Everybody, just no more Don Callis family. And speaking of no more family, the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho comes out with a petition to get Taz off of commentary.
I like the
And
little breathe right there. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
he gets Taz off of commentary. So now he's doing commentary in the next match, which is the Gates of Agony versus Jogun. And Jogun gets the win, but then after the match, the Agony of Jericho attacks Jogun.
Boy, was
And
it the agony of Jericho.
yeah, they beat the shit out of Hook because Hook beat Jericho with his own move. And it's setting up the match for Hook and Jericho, and it's like, okay, but I just want Jericho to go away. I just want him to go away.
Sam.
Also, Brian Cage, I mean not Brian Cage, Brian Keith faked his injury the whole time. He was
How
fun.
about that? Like, what the fuck?
That was
Like, I
funny,
seen, I'm like, you motherfucker, you got me.
right?
Touche. Touche.
He even didn't take his indie bookings because he was quote unquote injured.
Wow.
Like,
He's going to be a star. He's going to be a star.
yes.
Just get away from Jericho.
Yeah, because that just is, the agony of Jericho is just annoying as shit.
Worked perfectly for Action Andretti.
Yeah, you see where he is now.
No, I don't. I forgot the last time I see him.
Exactly. So then we get Jeff Jarrett's match, and he's out there. He's waiting for his person to come out, and it's Hangman with new music, a new background, and just a whole darker vibe.
Like, I've seen people call him Psycho Hangman.
Listen, I'm not gonna say I agree with him being a psycho, but the dude that went in and punched my baby is getting cheered as the world champion. And I'm just supposed to take that? Like he
Oh,
punched my baby and he tried to kill me. And you people are just cheering him? Yeah, sure. Like I'm gonna be okay with that. Fuck you people.
he has a point. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I would be out for blood too, because it's like what like you people are making this guy a star. And like the fuck is going on?
Fucking crazy.
Yeah. So Hangman beats Jericho, so he goes on to face Jay White. Yeah, he does face Jay White
Yeah.
next week. And then we get Hook beat up again, and Jericho throws a fireball in his face. Ah, okay.
So we're back to that.
Yeah, we'll never get rid of that part. I hate it. So then the Bucks are in the back, and they walk up to Hangman and they're like, "Hey, you could be on our team for blood and guts." And Hangman's like, "I don't want to be." He's like, "I don't want to be on your damn team. I don't want." He's like, "I don't want anything to do with you guys." And then he pushed down Nick. So I don't know what this means because remember they said they brought him. The TBA was brought in by the elite. They brought him in.
Yep.
So him not wanting to be on their team seems kind of weird. Like I feel like this is exactly what's going to happen. The team is going to start getting put together. The whole team is going to start getting put together, and Swerve's going to be on blood and guts team on for Team AEW, and that's gonna
Yes,
make Hangman go, "Fuck it, I'm in," and that's when Hangman's joined.
yes, I see that too.
So that was the thing. So then we get to the main event: Daniel Garcia versus Will Ospreay, and this was a really good match. This was a really good match.
Really good.
So MJF at the end tries to get Daniel Garcia to put on a ring, and Daniel Garcia is like, "Nah, that's not me." Will winds up catching him, pins him, 1, 2, 3. He walks out, keeps the title, and then MJF gets in the ring, tries to cheer up Daniel Garcia, and then like immediately, as soon as he's trying to cheer him up, I knew exactly what was happening. I was like, "Oh, he's gonna kick him in the nuts." He kicks him right in the nuts, and then just beats the shit out of him, bloodies him, leaves him in the ring. Now this is about 20. This is about 20 minutes. Like it probably wasn't 20 minutes. It was probably 5. It felt like 20 minutes of ass whipping. Mind you,
So long as shit, yeah.
Will Ospreay just left the match, and we all know that we're setting up for Ospreay versus MJF. And it's like, where's Will? Where's Will? Where's Will? Garcia's getting his ass beat. It's like, where is Will? Where's Will? Then Will finally comes out to make the save, and it's like, he got murdered, and you finally come out after 20 minutes. That's great.
Right before Will came out, Matt Bernard came out and he fucked him up too. One punch.
Dude, that's how fucked up it was because he got hit with one punch, and I totally forgot he was there.
Yeah, that's why I pointed out because then all of a sudden he was bloody.
Yeah, it was like, what the fuck? But we're setting up All In, Osprey versus MJF, Swerve versus Hangman, probably, and Mercedes versus Britt Baker.
Yeah,
So yeah, All In is already shaping up. It's 2 months away, but it's already shaping up.
might as well like start now because guarantee that shit's gonna be long.
No, no, no. I hate this narrative of like when people like because I'm glad you brought this up because I wanted to bring this up too.
Okay.
So when people talk about oh AEW pay per views are long, AEW pay per views are long, I always get these two pushbacks. One, you don't have to watch the whole thing. You could just watch the main show. You don't have to watch the pre show. And it's like, but shit happens on the pre show that affects the main show that they don't even talk about. And you're like, oh shit. Or it affects something for Dynamite or going down further. And you're like, well, why aren't you just like, you have to watch the pre show because it's information there for the show. And they're like, no, no, no. You're mad that it's 6 hours, but you don't have to watch that. You could just watch the regular show. And it's like, okay, all right, fair. Like you think that that's a fair assessment, but that's wrong. And then they're like, oh, but the shows aren't that long. And it's like when the show is ending at 1 o'clock and you have to get up in the morning and do something, it's not fair to you. It's not fair to you. And that's on the East Coast. It's not fair. And you're like, no, 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 it doesn't end at that time for me. Yeah, because you're in the Midwest or the West Coast, like it's not ending at a fucking late time for you. It's ending at a perfect time. You could go do whatever fuck you want to do. On the East Coast, it's like 1 o'clock. It's like, dude, I have to get up and go to work. I have to get up and do shit. And it's like, yeah, who cares? And that's the one thing, like you say that to an AEW fan, and they're like, well, the show is just so great and it doesn't matter. And it's like, yeah, no, they're great, but you have to get up in the morning. Like, don't you like why are you not understanding the getting up in the morning and going to work aspect? Like most of you, like when you get up and go to work, you're like, oh, I'm refreshed because I live on the West Coast and I get to just chill out and then I could go to work. And it's like, well, we don't live on the West Coast. We live on the East Coast where it's like 12 or 1 o'clock when the show's over. And then you got to be up at 5 o'clock. And it's like, how the fuck are you going to do all of that? It's too much. It's too much. Like I don't even want them to cut down the length of the pay per view. Move it down earlier in the night. Move it down earlier in the night so you end in at 11 o'clock. End at 11 o'clock. That's it. It'll be better. It'll be
That would be
way better.
perfect.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
end at 11 o'clock. It's like, all right, I have time to get a shower, get in bed, go to sleep, wake up at 5 o'clock. But nah, you can't do that. But yeah, and I know somebody's gonna be like, well, what about the WWE pay per views on Sundays? Like the NXT pay per view is gonna be on Sunday, and it's gonna be over at 10 o'clock. It's gonna be over at 10:45 the latest. It's gonna be over at 10:45 the latest. There's nothing else on. Like I have enough time to go to sleep, and that's all that happens. 10:45, and that's like the perfect spot. It's like, oh, 10:45. I have time to go to sleep. Good. Perfect.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's like or AEW can move them to Saturdays. I could just sleep in the next day. It's fine. Yeah, we're off that. Speaking of NXT, it started off with I was not expecting this to be the way it was because it started off with the street fight with Jada Parker versus Mia. So the funny part was Mia Yim literally said this on Twitter. She was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come in like New Jack for the street fight." I was like, "No, you're not," but she did. She did.
Shit was crazy.
Yeah, she came in with the trash can and they just beat the shit out of each other. Like Mia Yim did a dive one of the fucking chairs like Shotzi Blackheart at that one Evolve show. Like that shit was crazy. Like they beat the dog shit out of each other, but Jada Parker got the win. Hopefully this leads
She
to
improved.
oh, she improved heavily. She is a star. She's a star in the making.
Yes.
And I believe that like after this she's gonna wind up moving on to a title situation maybe.
Same.
So then we have a locker room scene with Ariana Grace and Kamra Petrovic. And Ariana is trying to get Kamra's attention. She was like, oh, woe is me. Woe is me. And Kamra pays attention to her, but then JC and Jasmine come in and they start talking shit. And so Kamra's like, well, why don't one of you face me later on? And they go, okay. So that sets up that.
Yeah.
So then we had the video packages slash interviews for the four way. And we start off with Javon Evans. Javon Evans keeps saying, hey, everybody keeps thinking I'm young, but trust me, I could go in there and do some damage. I'm like, okay, cool. And then we go to a commercial and we come back to a Kalani Jordan package. And the package is basically of her being a gymnast and her going through her whole thing and getting the WWE. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
That was cool to like know her background and shit, which we knew a
Mm-hmm.
little bit, but to actually see it in like picture form, no, it was good.
Yeah. So then we had Tank and Hank versus New Catch Republic. Once again, I was
Thank-
low expectations on this. I was like, oh, this is gonna be just this. No, Tank and Hank was really good in this. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like
yeah,
they're actually good? Didn't see that coming.
because remember when Hank first got there, like he really didn't have no charisma or anything like that. Like fucking Tank is rubbing off on him. Like I see something in both of them.
Yeah, and that's just like amazing because it's like a couple months ago, it was like, I don't give a shit about these guys. Even coming into this match, it was like, I don't give a shit about these guys. And after the match, I'm like, you know what? They could be something eventually.
Yeah.
And New Cash Republic got the win, but it's like, yeah, Hank and Tank could be something eventually.
They could have got that win. They could
Hmm.
have.
So then we get Sean Spears in his video package for the four way. And he's talking about how he's coming home and he's going to win the championship in front of his home people. Like, okay, cool. You're not, but that's cool of you to say. Good for you.
I love you say that, and he actually does win it though.
Okay, but here's the twist to that.
Huh?
He's not the only Canadian in that match.
Yeah.
So then we have Oral Mensa with Stevie Turner and Mr. Stone, who are the assistant general managers.
Both
And
of them?
yes, because
Oh shit.
Ava can't pick, and they have to fight it out between who's going to be the real assistant manager, and they won't. So, so they basically tell Oro he's going to have a match later on, but he's not going to Heatwave.
Guaranteed he's buying a ticket.
I hope so because he's gonna fuck with ego.
Yep.
So then we had Izzy Dane versus Brinley Reese, and Izzy Dane winds up beating the shit out of Brinley Reese because this is leading somewhere. Because wait, no, that's not actually what happened. Because Tatum Paxley showed up out of nowhere for no reason.
To fuck with one of them.
No, to fuck with Izzy, but Izzy did get the win, but Tatum Paxley did show up out of nowhere
Yeah.
because she's fucking with Izzy
Why are
too.
they fucking with each other?
Because remember last week when she was doing something and they both were talking and Tatum Paxley just popped up out of nowhere?
Oh yeah.
So she's stalking her for some reason. I don't know what the reason is. And like soon as like they explain the reason, it can be like, oh, this happened months ago, and it's like something small that we totally covered on the podcast and totally forgot.
Did you see her excuse on Twitter?
Because her house got messed up.
She says something to the effect of, "Why do people run away from me just because I want to talk to them?"
I mean, she doesn't want to talk. Like there's something more. She wants to beat her ass for something.
Yeah.
So then we have a chase you segment, and Ridge and Duke are talking, and Chase is like, "What are y'all talking about?" And Ridge tells the truth, like, "Yo, I cheated. I cheated. There's photo evidence. I cheated." And Riley's like, "See, I told you don't trust this guy." And Mr. Chase is like, "Man, he's like, it's not a bad thing." He's like, "You know what? You know, we're just gonna have you stay home while we go to Heat Wave." He's like, "We feel so bad about this, Duke. I mean, not Duke, Ridge." And so the way Ridge was looking, I feel like Ridge is going to show up.
He's showing up, of course.
Like nothing against Too Fast, Too Furious, but I want him to show up and screw them over because something else happens later on that I'm like, I want y'all to lose the titles just because.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So we get Lola Vice in the ring, and she's in the ring in the Roxanne Perez because they're gonna have a face off. And Lola starts talking about her life. And this is something that like we never like knew about, like none of the stuff that happened to her. And she goes, I'm a fighter. I've been a fighter all of my life. I've been fighting before I was born. Now, when she said that, the first thing I'm like, oh, she has a medical condition. She almost didn't make it. Then she goes, my mom was in a karate tournament with me in her stomach. I'm like, oh shit, you really was fighting before you were born.
What is it with women doing that shit? It was her mom. It was Ronda Rousey's mom. It was Soraya's mom.
I don't know, but like, I was like, holy shit. And she just gave like this deep promo about her mother and how her mother was her everything. And she's going to win the title and tell her mama, look, I'm the first Cuban American to win an NXT championship. And Roxy was like, no, the hell you're not, because I'm going to beat you. You always lose at everything. It doesn't matter. And then Lola wind up hitting the security guards that was with Roxy, knocks him clean the fuck out.
That was vicious. I liked it.
Yeah, I'm starting to come around to Lola.
Yeah, hopefully she wins.
I mean, she
See,
probably,
because if she wins, it's a win-win. Because like she'll like be good at NXT, and then Roxy could finally get called up like we've been wanted.
yes. But I don't think she's going to win. I think they're going to keep the title on Roxy for a little while longer. But
Okay.
but I do wish that Lola would win, but I don't think she will. We'll do our
Yeah.
predictions for the. Well, yeah, we can do our predictions for this after the show. So
Okay.
then we have this thing with the no quarter catch crew, and they're in the back, and they're getting Miles Bourne ready, and we have Damian Kemp, and Damian Kemp has knuckles, and he's like, "Yo, I got these knuckles. We can use them. We should use them." And Charlie Dempsey's like, "No, we're not using them. We're not using them because that's not how we do." Because he's still in his Italian move, and I'm like, hmm, hmm. That's all I kept saying. I was like, hmm, because
So
this
you
was
think he's gonna go after Tony eventually?
no, because there was something that was right there that a lot of people totally missed. And it was like something that was so simple that I'm going to talk about when we talk about the match. But it was something so simple that it's like, oh, that is a thing. So then we had DJ Nightwolf, and he gets interrupted by Lexus King again. And he's like, all right, fuck you. He was like, we'll have a fight. I'm like, all right, whatever. So then we have Oro Mensa versus Miles Bourne, and they're having this match. And the only reason Miles loses is because Damian Kemp is like, yo, put the knuckles on, put the knuckles on, put the knuckles on. And Charlie Dempsey's like, we're not using the damn knuckles. It's like, yo, just use them. And I'm like, how did everybody miss this one thing? And I know exactly how the story ends because of this moment. You want to take a guess how this
Wait,
ends?
hold on. How does it end?
No, you want to take a guess? Just take a guess.
I'm pretty sure Camp and Dempsey are not gonna be in the same page anymore. So
See, that's where you're wrong because
okay.
you missed a very integral part. What has been this whole thing that's been happening with Charlie Dempsey? He's been so wrapped up that he's been losing himself and becoming Italian because of this loss. He's been losing himself. He's not himself. And Damian Kemp has said this multiple times. You're not yourself. He's like, you're not yourself. And he's like, no, no, no. He's like, I am me because he's this Italian person. Damian Kemp has something that is so significant to everything. He has brass knuckles. And I know you're like, what does the brass knuckles have to do?
Oh shit!
Yes, there's one person
That
that uses brass
it
knuckles.
just hit me.
Yes, and it's his dad. His dad uses brass knuckles. And I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. Charlie Dempsey's going to put on those knuckles, and he's going to have a flashback, and he's going to get back to his normal self.
Okay, okay, I see it now. Oh shit!
So yeah, that's going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah,
And then they did this video package for Wesley, and I swear it was so cool because Wesley's talking about everything and winning the North American Championship. And in the background, you just see a shadow of Obafemi over his shoulder. And it's like, that is actually really cool. And then, like, as he's talking, the shadow gets bigger and it just overtakes him and it just goes into a Obafemi video package. I was like, oh shit, that was actually done perfectly.
yeah.
So then we go to the back and we have Ty and Ty versus Gallus because they're beating the shit out of Gallus. They're fucking Gallus up. So Ty and Ty are a thing.
Tie and tie. I don't know why for a split second I thought you said Kai and tie.
I know because that's the way I worded it because it's Ty and Ty. It sounds like Ty and Ty.
like I, like I stopped for a second. I'm like, what? Like Taka's back? Funaki's back?
Nope, it's just Ty and Ty.
Or as I like to call him, TNT.
Yes. So then we have Brinley Reese with BBC, and she's like, "Yo, I'm sorry I let you guys down. I'm so sorry." And then like Idris is like you can tell that Idris is fucked up about this because this is mostly his fault. This is mostly his fault because he has the bad luck and is rubbing off on Brentley Reese and he feels bad about it. So they walk off the screen and the Good Brothers just come in and grab the camera and start yelling at OTM and said, "How your face feel? We punch you in your face. Now we gonna beat the shit out of you." And it's like,
That
oh,
scared the fuck out of me. I gotta lie.
it fucked me up because it's like they were right there. BBC was right there. You just grabbed the camera, like you were there the whole time. Like what the fuck?
I just
So,
happened to look down at the perfect time, I think, and like they fucking started yelling. It scared the shit out of me. I jumped up like, oh fuck, where the fuck you come from?
oh shit. So then we have Wendy Chu versus Carly Bright because Carly Bright is trying to get revenge on for her partner that Wendy Chu beat up.
Yeah,
So Wendy Chu is beating up Carly Bright. She kills her, but Carly Bright actually gets a little offense and she'll be a star eventually. But you know, she has the blonde girl syndrome, so it is what it is.
sidebar for this.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see my tweet to Wendy?
No,
Like like off the podcast, I mentioned to you that she should name the sleeper the SPD, sleep paralysis demon. I actually tweeted it to her, so if it comes up, there you go.
okay. So then we have Kamra Petrovic versus Jasmine Nix. And Jasmine more and more keeps looking like a star. Like
Yes,
she has the vibe and everything. She just has this star quality. So she gets in the ring, and then we just have this promo from Shawn Michaels, and he goes, "Listen, we've been getting interrupted for the last couple of weeks by somebody, and that somebody is Brooks Jensen. He keeps saying that he got fired. He didn't get fired. He's still under contract. Dude,
that's crazy. Like what the fuck?
it is so funny. And then, like, even in his video package, like, he's standing there, and in the background, like, is a Joe Hendry promo. You're like, what the fuck? So, I don't know where this is leading, but next week, he's got a whole thing with Ava, talk about him getting his contract back. I'm like, okay.
they kind of made him out to be like an alcoholic or something like that. At
Hmm.
least that was the visuals they gave.
But
So yeah,
that's the thing. He was already drinking alcohol before this. So
yeah,
so nothing changed. It's just like he now just like is delusional weirdo. So yeah,
I
I don't
hope
know.
he shows up like on like another television show like TNA, for example.
Yeah, I want him to do that. So then we have Cameron Petrovich versus Jasmine next, and Cameron gets distracted, and she gets Pele kicked by Jasmine Nix, who has the greatest Pele kick.
Greatest, yes, even better than AJ, I would say.
Yes, and she wins. She gets the 1, 2, 3. But also, Fallon Henley was watching this because Toxic 4.0.
Yeah,
So then
is
we
she the
get
leader at this point?
no. So then we get Fast and Furious, and they're talking, and once again, Nathan Frazier is worried about other things other than the fucking tag team titles. He's such an asshole.
Like he has a speed match or something against Xavier Woods.
But here's the thing, though. He's been talking about this speed match for 2 weeks. So what the fuck? Like, you know that you had this match, and all you're doing is worried about everything else but the tag titles.
Mm,
Like he's an asshole, and I want them to lose a title just because of him. I'm so down for them losing the titles. They definitely got to
yeah,
lose the titles. So then we had Kamar Petrovich go in and talk to Ava. She's like, yo, she's like, listen, I want a match against Jasmine Nix and JC Jane. And Ava's like, you know what? Your partner just came in here and she asked for the same thing. And she was like, ooh, Natty's back? She's like, no. And then all of a sudden, Ariana Grace pops up and was like, it's me. And I laughed because it makes so much sense because they're both from Canada.
right.
And they're going to get their big Canadian match. And hey, it is what it is.
It's gonna be fun. Hopefully, it's not a one and done either. Like, hopefully, they last for a minute.
Oh, so you want them as a tag team for a while?
But yeah, like I like this comedy stuff. Like, it's gonna be hilarious. Like, Carmen's gonna be like so pissed off at fucking Grace or whatever, and it's gonna work. Don't be surprised if they like win like a tag team title or at least get a shot.
So the only thing about tag team titles, they need to put them on NXT.
Yeah,
So then we have the big contract signing between all four people. And so basically, the one thing that they're talking about is Javon Evans is so young and he doesn't know shit. Sean Spears keeps saying he's going to win. Ethan Page says he's going to win. And Trick hasn't said nothing yet. And then Javon Evans gets pissed off and was like, yo, he was like, I'm going to beat all of your asses and win the title. And then they go, look, Trick, he's going to beat your ass. And they try to make distinction between Trick and Javon Evans. But Trick and Javon Evans wound up putting Spears and Ego through the table, and Trick and Javon Evans just have a stare off with the title in between.
I'm like an even bigger fan of Javon after this. Like he outshined all of them in this segment, in my opinion.
Yeah, because he's really good. Like
Yes.
once again, even though he hates when people say this, he's 20. So yeah,
And credit to him because I actually thought he was 21. So, yeah,
he's younger than that. So that's cool.
yeah.
So let's do predictions for this. And the
Yes, sir.
predictions: Kamara Petrovich and Ariana Grace versus JC Jane and Jasmine next. Who do you see winning?
Carmen and Ariana.
I actually see the other way. I see JC and Jasmine winning with the help of Fallon Henry.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I forgot that. She's the fucking wild card. Good point.
So Nathan Frazier and Axiom versus Duke and Chase for the tag titles. Who you got in this?
JQ has to win. Like you said, Reggie has to show up and shit like that, and it's over for Fast and the Furious.
I agree. So then we have Kalani Jordan versus Sol Ruka. Who do you think wins this for the North American Championship?
Kalani, only for the reason that she just got that title. Like, I don't think she's going to be a transitional champion. But, like, what you call it? Soul Ruka's going to come really close, though.
Okay, I was gonna say Sol, just because
Oh,
I
really?
just was throwing it out there. Just,
It's that hard.
yeah. So then we got the last chance North American title match: Obafemi versus Wesley. If Wes loses, he can't get a shot at the North American Championship as long as Obafemi still has the title.
That's the key. And with that, I'm going to go with Oba.
I'm going with Oba too because I want Wesley to move on to the world title.
Yeah. Or get called up.
Yes. So then we have Roxanne Perez versus Lola Vice for the world title, for the women's world title. Who you got in that?
Lola.
I'm going with Roxy. So then we have Trick versus Javon Evans versus Ethan Page versus Sean Spears for the NXT world title. Who do you have?
I have a two-part answer because, like, my brain says one thing, my heart says another. Like, I think
Okay.
it's obvious Trick is winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, Javon fucking impressed me. Like, I so want him to win. I was down on him at first because he's a little bit too bouncy, and I
Mm-hmm.
know that's a thing, but he's growing on me more and more. So like, if he wins, I wouldn't be upset.
Okay.
Yeah,
So as far as me, I want Javon Evans to win it, but I think Trick is going to win it.
yeah.
So yeah, that's our thing for NXT. Now let's talk about Raw, Monday Night Raw,
Yes.
and it starts off with Jay Uso in the crowd coming down, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. And he does his entrance from in the crowd, comes down, and he starts talking about Money in the Bank, and then Chad Gable shows up, and him and Chad start talking, and they start talking about the Wyatt Six, and he keeps saying the Wyatt Six keep fucking with you, and Chad says, "Well, you stole their fireflies," and then the lights go out, and Jay Uso just vanishes, just poof, and
I swear, like one of those fucking cartoons, like exactly what you said. Poof.
that's exactly what happened. And Chad Gable gets scared, and he tries to run, but everywhere he tries to run, there's a Wyatt Six member, except for the crowd, where he runs through the crowd and runs up the steps. And then we come back, and Nikki Cross or Abby the Witch is standing with another box for Michael Cole. And she gives him the box, and there's a VHS tape in it. And we find out later what's on the VHS tape.
Yes.
So then we had Xavier Woods versus Karrion Cross. And we're having a match, and Xavier just hits a roll up, 1, 2, 3, and he beats Karrion Cross. So we're like, oh,
I'm like
oh,
a little bit too easy for me.
yeah. I was like, oh, okay. But then after the match, Cross beats the shit out of Kofi Kingston and puts him in an arm submission and quote unquote takes him out. I don't know if they're going to do the injury angle or what, but he quote unquote takes him out with this arm submission, kind of fake snapping Kofi's arm. Cool.
Because he could actually do it. There's footage of him breaking a bat with that same type of move. So
Mm-hmm. So then we have Judgment Day, and they're going into the clubhouse. And this is what's funny. So they're going into the clubhouse, and Priest is like, yo, have you talked to Rhea about this whole thing? And Dom is like, yeah, dog, I talked to her. And Priest goes, you know what's funny? I just talked to her, and she says she hasn't heard from you. And he's like, I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it. They go into
and
the
she's
clubhouse.
pissed.
Oh, yeah, she's pissed. But they go in the clubhouse, and Liv Morgan is in the clubhouse with the guys playing 2K. And so she gets out of there, and then Priest is like, Finn, what's going on? What are you doing? And Finn's like, she helped us get the tag titles. I'd let her come in here. He was like, what's wrong with that? He was like, yo, he was like, this is our thing. He was like, oh, really? This is our thing? Then why did you say you don't need us? He was like, listen. He was like, I really don't. He was like, I'm the world champion. He was like, you guys need me more. He was like, we're the world tag team champions. We really don't need you either. He was like, listen. He was like, listen. I don't want to fight. And he was like, we're a family. He was like, so you understand? He was like, it just was a misspeaking. He was like, okay,
So it's safe to say Damien and Ray are out this fucking shit.
yes, they're definitely out. Because the funny part was, I didn't think Finn was going to confront him, but Finn confronted him. I was like, oh, he actually brought that up. All right.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I thought he was just gonna like beat his ass, and then that would be the reason.
mm-hmm. So everything is canon. I was like, oh, okay. So it's just that easy. Just that easy. Got it. So they play a Sika video package, the one from on SmackDown. And speaking of video packages, the documentary came out.
Yeah,
I watched that documentary and just was like, there's so much bullshit in here. Like, it just was so much bullshit. Like, they literally lied their fucking asses off the whole time. It's like, there's so much bullshit in here. Like, it was so much shit where it was like, oh, we pivoted, we did this, and it's like, you guys cleaned that shit up because nobody had any idea what the fuck was going on. And that's real. Like, this is exactly what was supposed to happen. It was supposed to be Rock and Roman at WrestleMania 40. That's how it was. When Rock showed up, said, I want to face Roman. Like, they had teasers and everything. It's literally what Rock said. They were supposed to do this. But Triple H, because he saw how the fans was like, listen, we have to have this match with Cody. So Rock didn't want to do it. It was like, no, no, no. We have this match. Like, this is a bigger match. He's like, yeah, but we're not going to do that. We're not going to screw over the fans. We're going to have this match with Cody. And someone had to convince The Rock to do this. But The Rock goes, oh, you know what? We just listened to the fans, and that's why we did it. And it's like, that's not what happened. You literally, someone had to convince you to do this. They said, you know what would work instead of pissing off the fans? The thing was, he didn't want to get booed. And they told him, was like, you're going to get booed if they don't get Cody. He's like, how do you switch it? And that's when they came up with the story. It wasn't no, oh yeah, like I decided to do this because I wanted the fans to be happy. And it's like, none of that's true. You wanted the fucking Roman match and you didn't give a shit. Yo,
it's crazy how people want to like the good guy.
yeah, he wants to be the good guy, and it's like you're not the good guy. Like you were the bad guy in this situation. Here's exactly how this could have played out and we would not have any of these fucking problems if Rock would have won the fucking Rumble. If Rock would have won the Rumble, we wouldn't have none of these fucking problems. Everything would have been solved. It would have been like, okay, we can't even pretend to get Cody in this match. You shouldn't have let him win the Rumble. You should have told, like, they literally told Cody the day of the Rumble, hey, it's going to be Rock and Roman. We'll have to figure out something for you later on down the line to get your title match. And it's like, well, why not just give Rock the chance, like the Rumble win? If he wins the Rumble, no one's going to question anything about Cody. Like, it was nothing. And then they fucking fell into a happy accident again because Punk got hurt. And then they're like, oh fuck, we can still work, we can still save this. Cody, you could go after Seth. And it's like, he didn't have to win the Rumble. If he just didn't win the Rumble, we wouldn't have any of this shit. It just would have been Rock versus Roman, WrestleMania 40. Roman would have won. We would have went on to 41, Cody versus Roman. That's how it should have been. It shouldn't have been nothing else. We could have just said, all right, we're just going to get Cody out of there. It would have just been perfect. And they're like, nah, we're just going to fuck it up.
They overcomplicated it. It was like way
Yes.
easy.
Yeah, and like watching that and just watching everybody lie, it just was like, come on, dog, we know that you're lying. And like, you can tell that the reason that you know that they're lying is because if you listen to other things that's being said, you're like, oh, that doesn't match up. When Brian Gewirtz is literally talking about, yeah, we were gonna go with the Roman and Rock thing, but like then the fans had to turn because like Cody, you could see on his face like how hurt he was, and it's like, so why would he be hurt if he actually knew and gave a fuck about, oh, this is the plan here, here, and here, but he was genuinely upset and he showed it on TV, and you're like, oh, so you guys just did this because you were like, oh, fuck Cody. Like, this son of a bitch made everybody mad at us, so fuck him. That's exactly what it was. It's like, you
Yep.
guys lied. Like, I just was watching that because I was expecting them to give some truth. Like, they're going to give the truth. They're going to give the truth. There's going to be some truth in here, right? Some truth. There was no truth in there. It was just like, we lied about everything. And it's like, okay, you guys are just liars.
They didn't even mention like what you've been saying all along, and it should have happened at fucking Madison Square Garden, which I guarantee was the original plan.
Dude, with them trying to run Survivor Series, they literally have on the books right now, Survivor Series is supposed to be in Madison Square Garden. It's literally on the books, and it's like, come on, like, you're telling me that that wasn't it? Because I promise you, like, this would have probably been one of the angles. Like, when they went to Madison Square Garden this time, they would have went here, and that would have been the catalyst to start to, oh, Cody's going to get his title shot at Survivor Series in Madison Square Garden. Because he would have came
Yeah,
out and cut this promo, and then it would have been some bullshit with somebody else, and they'd been like, "Oh, screw this," blah 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 blah, and then it would have got emotional, and then it would have been like, "Oh, we're gonna give you your title match eventually," and they give him the title match in Madison Square Garden. But it just was, the production on there was great. The production on there was great. It looked good. It looked like a good documentary. It's just that they lied. That's all.
the only thing I really liked about it is like the people in the background. As you see, like Jeremy Borash made a cameo. So
Mm-hmm.
shit like that, I'm like, I didn't like it because just like you said, they lied. So I
Oh,
expected more.
I can tell you another thing that I liked about it.
Mhm.
Everybody curses with no regards. Like,
Oh
it's
yeah,
literally, if you backstage, they just curse with no regards. Like, Triple H said fuck a million times, and you're like, okay, you know that. And Cody's just like, fuck, Roman's fuck, Brock's fuck. Everybody's just saying fuck, and it's like, you guys know that they're like, no, 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 this is how we are when no one's rolling the cameras. I'm like, okay, all right.
there was a point there during the Cody and Roman match
Mm-hmm.
where Roman was like, "This is my company, bitch." I don't remember Roman saying that. He may have, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, like they showed shit. That I was like, what the fuck? I don't remember that. It was like I said, it was a good documentary, but they lied.
Yeah.
So back to Raw, we have Zelina Vega cutting a promo, and she says, "I'm going to get rid of Liv Morgan, and I'm going to become the world champion." So here's this funny thing, and
Mhm.
we were talking earlier about the length of AEW pay per views. Triple H's thing is, I want to have 5 to 6, or yeah, about 5 to 6 shows on a pay per view. I don't want to have too many more. This Liv Morgan Zelina thing, it literally was supposed to be on a pay per view, but because Triple H is, I want shorter pay per views, he put it on the show.
I'm okay with it. It was a
And
great
also,
match, regardless.
and also that tag match that is happening on SmackDown is also was also going to be on Money in the Bank, but they put it on this show because they're like, hey, we want to keep Money in the Bank short.
Cool.
So then we had Liv versus Zelina, and they had a really good match. And Ray and Dominic both got involved, and Liv retained her title with some accidental help from Dom.
Quote unquote.
Yes, quote unquote. So this whole thing is like it's literally has everybody with conspiracies. Like even one conspiracy is Dom is manipulating Liv, and it's like that's not what's happening. He's not manipulating Liv. He's he likes it, like he likes everything that's going on, but he's not manipulating her because she's actually getting revenge.
Yep. If anything,
And like
she's manipulating everybody except Finn, in my opinion.
ex- that's the thing, because her and Finn are working together in this. Like
Yep.
until I hear otherwise, her and Finn are on the same page.
Yes.
So then we get Seth Rollins walking in, but also we get Zoe Starks and Sonya Deville, and then Shayna Baszler comes up and is like, "Yo, we gotta go. Like, stop talking to her." I just want them to become a trio so bad because it's like they're the well, two of them are the most dangerous. I'm not so sure about Zoe. Like I don't know her. Like I know her wrestling background, but like Sonya and Shayna have like legit MMA background, so that's why I'm like they're dangerous. Like I don't know about Zoe. Zoe's a
The funny
wrestler.
part,
Mm-hmm.
the Sonya thing happened so quick. Like
Mm-hmm.
I questioned it. I'm like, yo, is that Rhea? And then like I had to watch it like 5 times to realize it was actually Sonya.
Oh shit. So then Seth comes out. Seth's out to talk about the world title match, and he gets interrupted by Finn. And Finn's like, "No, I'm gonna kick your ass." And Seth's like, "Dude," he was like, "Your boy doesn't fuck with you, so who cares?" And then Priest comes out, and Seth's like, "Oh, you guys are gonna jump me." He's like, "No." Priest goes, "I'm not jumping you. We're not jumping you. We're going to keep this friendly. We're not doing this." And then Finn's like, "What the fuck?" And he literally says it again to Finn, like, "I don't need you guys." And Finn's looking at him, but Seth makes them bonk heads, and then they recover, and Damian Priest, south of having choke slams Seth Rollins. Looks like he fucked his back up.
Yeah, right. Like what the fuck?
So the two of them are beefing. Finn and Priest are beefing. So
That
yeah,
should not like be a bad thing. Should it?
no, no, it's not gonna be a bad thing. We get a Ludwig Kaiser promo, and he's talking about he's gonna be back next week, and he says he's gonna get revenge on Sheamus and Braun Breaker or whatever. He just said he's gonna get revenge. Who cares?
So it's the new big revenge tour now.
No, he's not getting any revenge. He wishes. So then we get Finn and Damien in the back, and they're just like talking, and Priest is like, dude, I didn't tell you to come out there. He's like, all right. But he's like, I'm gonna win. He's like, and I'm gonna stay in Judgment Day. And Finn just gives him the look like, no the fuck you ain't. So then we had a qualifying match for Money in the Bank. And this stirred up so much discourse online because of something that happened previous and then something that happened also on the show while it was happening. So Dakota Kai on her Twitch channels literally said at one point she literally almost gets in tears because she's like, I've never had a big one-on-one title match or a big match at all on a pay-per-view. And she's like, I just want my shot. She was like, I just want my shot. And like normally when somebody does that, you're like, okay, they're venting, they have their own channel, they can vent. Michael Cole on commentary goes, on social media, Dakota Kai voiced her displeasure on not having a singles match. If she wins this, she could get in Money in the Bank so she can have her match at a pay per view. And I'm like, okay, so he mentioned, like, he threw that out there, and it's like just random throwaway to people who won't pay attention. And it's like, oh, this isn't just normal. This is a work. And then something else
Yeah,
happens later on that was like, oh, there's more to this story than we thought before. It just takes time. This is just one of those it takes times moment where it's like, huh, there's more to this.
people
So
need to learn how to wait shit out.
exactly. So then we have Kyrie Sane. She comes out to help out Dakota Kai. But then Alba Fire and Isla Dawn show up and distract her, and Zoe Starks hits a Z360 on Dakota Kai and gets the win. So Zoe Starks is now in Money in the Bank.
Eh,
I mean, I'm okay with it. So then we
I'm,
have an huh?
I, I was gonna say I'm less upset that Dakota won. Like, which it would have been cool if she would have won, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not with all the discourse because, like you said, it's a work. I see it too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not thrilled that fucking Zoe won. Not only because like she has no aura or whatever, like people want to say on, which I
Mm-hmm.
agree with, right?
Yeah.
But also she was in it last year. Like, give somebody
Yeah.
else a shot.
But here's the thing: Ivy Nile shouldn't be in it either because that's what we're about to talk about.
Go ahead.
Because we have a Bo Dallas promo, and him and Uncle Howdy are talking. And you said you like this promo a lot more.
Yeah.
So explain why.
I don't know, like it had nothing to do with the reality of the situation. Like you said, like apparently I have a problem with real. Like you broke it down. So
But see, here's the problem. It actually did have a lot to do with real because he starts talking about how he lost everything and how everyone else is taking it for granted. Like you're taking it for granted. Like he literally says there's people who have families and use them for their game and take them for granted and then lose them. And he just really was like when he said that line, people immediately jumped on one thing and there was like this other thing that they should have jumped on and was like, wait, guys, like this thing is right here, but you jumped on this other thing, which is later on down the line, but you jumped on it because they were like, hey, it's about the bloodline and stuff. I'm like, that's down the line, guys. That's not here. There's this one thing that's right here, and they tie it in right after this promo. And he basically says that Uncle Howdy is, what did he call him? The Resilience Rebellion or something like that. What did he
Rebellion, I
call
believe it was. I believe it
him?
was
And
rebellion.
so it starts to come across as like everybody else is happy because they have all of these things, but they're taking everything for granted. Everything that I've lost, you're taking for granted. You're making it a thing for you. You're taking it for granted, but I lost something and you have it, but you're taking it for granted. And I don't like that. And I'm going to make you pay for that. And it's like, oh yeah, no, that totally makes sense. And he's literally dealing with grief. That's how Uncle Howdy is born. He is the grief of Bo Dallas. That's
Yeah.
his grief. That is him being this person that has pushed down this traumatic event and is now rearing its ugly head in a different way. And the thing is about him being forgotten and being looked over. Everyone else has that same story. We just have to get to the part where they explain their story. Because right now, we're just finally wrapping up on his motives. Everyone else has motives too. We're just wrapping up on his motives.
So next week's tape should be about somebody else, right?
Yes, because like the way he kind of explained it was they're kind of like a cult. He said he has a family now, and they're kind of like a cult. And when he said he has a family now, the first thing popped in my mind was the original Wyatt family that was a cult. And it
Yeah.
was like, ah, that makes sense. So yeah, it all full circle works in it. So yeah, that was great.
Regardless, this whole thing's gonna be awesome at the end. So
Yes. So then we cut to the back and we have Otis and he's sitting down and he's eating. And Otis has a baked potato. He has rice. He has an eclair donut. But he has one thing that I felt very fucking suspicious about. He had a ham sandwich. He had a ham sandwich, and I was like, he didn't. He just had a bite out of the ham sandwich, and I'm like, that doesn't feel right. I feel like that was set up. I feel like that was deliberate to us on this podcast. That they just threw a ham sandwich in there. They're like, here's a ham sandwich, guys. You see, ham
wait, have
sandwich.
we ever talked about that in the podcast? Or
We talked
is that
about
just an us thing?
we talked about the Triple H joke with him backstage with a ham sandwich. We've talked about it
Okay.
multiple times, and it's like that's that doesn't that's not right, is it?
Wow.
So then Chad tries to talk Otis up and is like, listen, you see what's going on? Like, I need you. Like, I need you. And he's like, get away from me. Like, leave me alone. I'm not coming back. I'm sorry you're going through what you're going through, but fuck you. And like he leaves. I'm like, what the fuck? Like that's kind of fucked up. But I mean,
Nah, I'm a Otis. Fuck him.
and it looks like Maxine is like softening up and it's like, yeah, like, you know what? Like, yay. Like, we might come back to you one day, but right now he needs time. She keeps saying that, but it's like, that's not how this works.
She can't speak for him.
But I know exactly what's going to happen. She's going to be the one that tries to come back. And as soon as she tries to come back, like, Chad Gable's going to use her and Otis is going to snap and he's going to beat the shit out of him. And when he beats the shit out of him, that's when the Alpha Academy shows up.
A real F Academy.
Yes. So then we get the rematch, Dom versus Rey Mysterio. And they do another perverted scene where Dom winds up on top of Liv and she likes it. And then Ray stops it from happening and throws him back in the ring. Like, it was one part in this match where I totally was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. Like Dom did like a rolled up half crab and he puts him in a half crab and like I was like, that makes so much sense. And you want to know why that makes so much sense?
Ray got bad knees.
Um, that too, but also Lance Storm trained Dominic, and that is a Lance Stormism.
That is true. Oh shit.
So Ray winds up getting the jump on Dominic and gets the win. Liv gets beat up by Zelina, and they're just sad and they just walk off because you know they're losers. Well, he's a loser, not the other way around.
And she was like, "Don't be mad. Don't be mad. I'm sorry."
But you know what? I'm mad, and I'm not sorry. Like yeah. So then we have Sami Zayn out with the Intercontinental Championship, and he's talking to Braun, and he's like, "Yo, you can't beat me. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you." Braun's like, "I don't care. I'm gonna murder you. I'm gonna fuck you up." Sammy's like, "All right, we'll see about that." And Braun spears the fuck out of Sammy. And you're like, "Oh shit." Sammy goes on the outside, and he's near the steps, and Braun just takes the long run, and you're like, "Oh shit, he's gonna fucking spear him. He's gonna fucking spear him." And Sammy jumps over Braun, and Braun hits the steps. So yeah,
The
Sammy,
steps had a family. Damn it.
they did. But then Sammy threw Braun in the ring, and Braun got fucked up by the haluva kick. But then Braun bounced back and speared the fuck out of Sammy again and laid him out. So
That was crazy.
that was it was really fucking crazy. But yeah, like this match is gonna be awesome because I literally can't predict who's gonna win.
Yeah, same. Like as you just said that, I was gonna say no, but what you gonna win? Nah, I can't.
Yeah. So then we have a backstage with Damage Control, and Io is pissed off at Dakota Kai for losing, and Dakota is like, no, no, no. She was like, nothing's wrong. But you can see the way that Io is glaring at her. She's going to fucking kill her. She's like, Io is pissed off, and you can just see her looking at her with like, I'm going to murder you.
She's just gonna like lose one more match, and that's when she gets her.
Mm-hmm. And then Lyra Valkyria shows up, and Lyra is talking shit. But then out of nowhere, here comes the TikTok Toxic Tag Team. And at first I was like, oh, that's Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. And I had to watch it back and it's a TikTok Toxic Tag Team. Like the fuck?
Oh my god, we're on the same page because that's exactly who I thought it was when they said it was the TikTok Toxic Tag Team. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, no, it wasn't, but it was.
Yeah, because that fucked me up. I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, that's not how that works. Like, because they do have beef with them, but it's not like prominent beef. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, but because Alba Fire and Isla Dawn literally just was fucking with them right before the match. So it's like, yeah, so why the fuck did they show up? But like, they do have long standing beef.
I don't know.
Yeah. So then we got to the main event, and the main event was a good match because it was Ilya Dragunov versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre, and they just beat the dog shit out of each other for about 20 good fucking minutes. And the whole time I'm like, Ilya Dragunov's gonna win. He's gonna win. But Drew
Why were
won
they so disrespectful for him in the beginning? They kept like pushing him off, like he like get out the way, though, kid.
because I think that like they just didn't give a fuck about him. They're like, yeah, we don't care about you. Like we don't care. And then like he just dominated the shit out of them. He just dominated the
Yep.
shit out of them until he bounced back. And Drew beat Sheamus and 1, 2, 3 wins the whole thing. So Drew's in Money in the Bank.
He's gonna get screwed. He's gonna get screwed royally.
Oh, I really hope so. Like, I hope Punk went up to fucking Canada just to screw him because he deserves it.
Actually, I'm not gonna take credit for this because I've seen somebody else say this. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I heard a different theory that could happen.
Okay,
AJ
say it.
screws him, as in AJ Lee.
I mean, she could because he took their little love symbol of the bracelet because he puts it on after he wins.
Yep.
So yeah, like it could happen. So I'm saying, like, I mean, either way, he's getting screwed,
Yes.
and I'm all for it. Like, I'm all for it.
1000%. He kind of deserves it at this point.
Oh, he definitely does. So yeah, that is that's the thing. We're gonna have a podcast after SmackDown Rampage, so we can do our Money in the Bank predictions, and then we'll do our next one after Heatwave.
All right.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay.